Okay, good afternoon, Year 4. We are going back into our Art and DT project, which we started last term, and we were going to do this in school with all of you, but obviously things changed. So we're going to try and do it again this term. So some of you will be doing this from home, but you can still research our ideas for our Greek flatbread, and you can still take part in many of the activities. And if you are at home with an adult and you have the resources, you could even make your Greek flatbread like we will be in school. So today we're focusing on what ingredients the Greeks used in their flatbread, and this still links in with our Encompass topic because last term we did the ancient Greeks and this term we're doing the modern Greece. Okay, so your book is going to look something like this by the end of the lesson. And the first thing I want you to do is some research. I want you to have a little look on your iPad or your computer and look at some Greek recipes for flatbread, and I want you to try and make a list of the ingredients that are used in those recipes. So there'll be something that is common in all of them. So do they all use sugar or do they all use salt? Okay, so I want you to make me a list of what ingredients are essential for a flatbread recipe. So pause the video and off you go and do your research. Okay, so you may have noticed that a lot of them use flour, and we sometimes have baking powder, and we may have salt. Some of them use yogurt, some of them use water. Okay, so you should have got some ideas around your picture in your book to put into your ingredients list. Okay then, what do these words mean? Sweet and savoury. So in your book, I want you to give me a definition of each of these words, okay? So finding out what sweet and savoury mean. You may already know what sweet means, but do you know what savoury means? So go off and find a definition for both of them. Okay, so sweet, you know that sweet means things that includes things such as chocolate. They taste quite sweet on the tongue and they're pleasant to taste. Whereas savoury is almost the opposite, so it's quite salty, sometimes sour foods. So well done for your definitions. Okay then, I want you to have a look at your Greek recipes, your flatbreads. I want you to choose a sweet recipe and a savoury recipe. So you're going to need flour for both of them, and you might need things such as salt for both of them. Okay, but what about the toppings? So you may want to make a sweet recipe that's got things such as a fruit or chocolate spread on them. But then you may want a savoury recipe that's got something such as a vegetable or a cheese perhaps. So you're going to make two recipes, one sweet and one savoury. So two ingredients lists today. When you've done that, if you have time left in your lesson, you can research the cost of each of these recipes. So think about the flour and the salt and the yogurt and whatever else you might need, and how much would it cost altogether to buy those ingredients, and look at them both and decide which would be the cheapest option. So that is your task in art today. By the end of the lesson, you should have two sets of ingredient lists, a sweet recipe for a Greek flatbread and a savoury recipe for a Greek flatbread.